farmers, welcome back to Hinterland. I'm taking some soil samples in 2 new fields that I created in between episodes. Couldn't help myself, got one done. I said, let's go ahead and buy some more land and get a second one done. That way I only got one more to do in the springtime. So I even went ahead and mowed the grass, made silage bales of course, and yep, plowed them obviously. That's why we're taking soil samples. Won't lime them until the soil samples are in. That way we know how much lime to put on down. But I got this one more field that I definitely need to create between now and planting time next spring. And then we can slowly expand after that. Maybe not next year, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And how are we doing there? I think they'll cover... It may cover everything. I'll do one more way over here. The silage bales I got from these 2 fields I piled up right over there, just to the left in front of us by those trees. I'm leaving those over here because 1, the farmyard is getting kind of clustered with bales. And 2, I may take those bales and bring them to the BGA once they ferment into silage. So yeah, I'm not quite sure I know what I'm doing those yet. Let me send off those soil samples. Yes, please. Go ahead and do that. And then I'll fold up this so nothing weird happens there. And now I can take off the map. So, last episode I kind of went through a little bit about the mods Follow Me and the food, animal food extension for Maize Plus. I still had an issue. If you remember last episode as well, my frame rate dropped once. Well, I had the same problem in between episodes. And then I had the problem again where I couldn't switch to the implement. So, right now, I disabled the animal food extension for Maize Plus. Not for the... Is this the mod that shows us what each product is for the animal. We're still doing the Maize Plus add-on. But not the menu that shows us what feeds what and what does what. And I'm trying to see if that's going to solve my problem, and so far it has. So, yeah, I'm not too sure what mod that is conflicting with, but right now if I leave it off, don't have a problem now anyways. The grass field, I went ahead and re-drilled that, and that fixed our precision scoring for direct drilling in this field. So before... that bottom bar was, way down around halfway. I re-drilled it and it went up to 100%. So this field is at 97% now because it's missing a little bit of nitrogen, I presume. So that is taken care of. Overall, our score, what's our score overall here? It's at a 66, which is a 5% increase. I also went ahead and went over to the sawmill and took the rest of the logs out of the trailer that we leased. So I returned that, so I don't have any leased items. Let me double check on that. Yeah, we don't have any more leased items, so we're all set there. Because I'm at the point now where I think it's time to maybe semi-fast forward to the winter and get to the springtime. But before we do, let's go ahead and drop that off here. Let me go ahead and check in the store. Is anything for sale that we're looking for? Oh yeah, I kind of remember this now. I did look at this. I think that was last episode. 9 meter. I'm looking for a 12. And we really don't need a direct drill. So I think we're all set there. So right now my loan is 9 million. I think I left it on. 9 million. We can borrow up to 10. And I'm probably going to spend every penny of it when springtime comes. But now is a crucial time for the animal pens and see what happens here. I may actually have to stop recording halfway through winter depending on how the sheep go through the feed. I have not adjusted the food trough here to see how much they can hold. So we're still sitting at 12,500. I may up that, see how it goes. We got, of course, we do have conditioned grass here. I can feed them. And of course, we do have plenty of hay as well. I think the cows are going to be fine through winter. They're not going to be able to graze off the grass out there, but for 2 cows, we are up to 44,000 liters of feed for them, for 2 cows. Those 2 cows should be having offspring next year. Yes, and I do believe when they hit 24 months old, we'll start getting some milk. And that's when the cows will really start bringing us in some money. Well, not just these two. That's, I mean, it's going to bring in some money, but just a little bit. I think I'll hold off on buying things until then. And I think I'm done with work here on the farm for now. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. I say we go ahead and skip through the month of December and see if there's anything to do. As for productions, the only thing running is... Well, we're doing hay pallets, and I'm making still some canola oil, apparently. We do have some flour, so I got a little bit of canola left. Yeah, so we got a little bit of canola oil. And, of course, we got plenty of wood in the sawmill, so we're going ahead and we're making all this. Wood chips, storing. There is a pile of wood chips there. So is that pile completely full? I may have to keep my eye on that. Of course, I do have the factory upgrade mod, so if I ever feel like I need to upgrade a factory, we can go ahead and do so. Let's go home, and I don't know if we're going to just, you know, go right through, you know, November to December to January. We'll have to see. But definitely in March, or actually maybe even February. February, we can actually plant cotton, right? I do believe in February you can plant cotton, unless she changed that. No. February, we could plant cotton. So I'll have to see if there's snow on the ground. Another thing I would like to do, but it's not going to matter the first year, but it will matter the second year, is start figuring out our crop rotation. Trying to figure out, maybe get like 4 fields and just circle the crops around. But we have to figure out the crop rotation and see what's best for the crops that we are running. Let's go ahead and go to bed here. It's going to be December, so let's sleep until 9. The animals should be all set. The factory should be all set. Our money, yeah, it depends. And I got to see how much we made on solar panels and wind turbines for profit in the month of November. So the loan is actually up to 30,000. Okay, so that's going to be okay-ish. Property income. All right, so we're just below what the loan interest is. So that's okay. It just offsets it, you know, we just got it, you know, it's only a couple grand. So I thought my calculations showed with the wind turbine it should be getting like 33,000 a month. Apparently it's going to be probably like 26,000 a month because we do got a couple sheds with the solar panels on it. That's fine. I mean, I can't afford to put another one down, so I need that money to buy other things. What's in the store? Well, none of that stuff is going to work for us. Way too small. How about the animals? How are the cows looking? The straw, it may not look too good, but it's only 2 cows. I think they'll make it. And the sheep, okay, yeah, their food is not that bad. Now, instead of me, ooh, they're getting close to reproduction, so we're going to have double the sheep, so they're going to go through it just a little bit more, and that's fine. So I just want to go right back to bed and zip on through the day because I got to keep an eye on the food trough for the sheep. The cows, like I said, not worried about. But the sheep, just want to keep an eye on that. I think they'll be fine for like another month. But as you can see, once that sheep pen gets up to 195 sheep, that feed trough probably won't be enough. And yeah, we did get some wool here. Let me just double check on the factories, how they're doing. I'm pretty sure I'm still making canola oil. Really? That's still got canola in there to be made. Well, it's almost done. And how are we doing here? We're not piling up with anything, are we? Looks like long planks is starting to stock on up, and that's fine. And the wood, well, we got plenty of wood. We just have to get ourselves another trailer. All right, let me go ahead and fast forward to the afternoon. I'll see you in my bedroom, and if there's anything that needs to be done, well, I'll bring you on back. Well, just like true December, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sun is going on down. Everyone seems to be okay. Production buildings are doing fine. The canola oil, we finally ran out of that. The sheep the 10 sheep we got, they're going through about 125 liters of feed every hour. So they should be good, actually, for a little bit. And nothing has changed in the store either. So let's go ahead to January. Yeah, I really want to get to spring so we can start planting and doing some other things rather than just cutting grass, baking bales, making fields. Attention, take care of animals, food, health, age. What? Why am I... Oh, okay, so it's giving me the warning, probably because we had newborn sheep. So the mod for animal loss. Animal loss is a mod that if your animals get over 5 years old, 60 months, they could start dying of old age. If your animal's health is below 25%, you'll get a warning, and there's a slight chance they could pass away if they're below 25% for longer than a few hours. I think it says few hours. I'm guessing 3 or 4. Newborn animals, as long as they got food, they should go up by 10% every hour. So I think that's why it says if their health is below 25%, you got a few hours to get their health back up, because that will help you make sure you don't lose newborns. If the animal's health is at 0% for more than an hour, there's a good chance they'll pass away. So that warning was for the new sheep that we got. I was like, they shouldn't be out of food. Yeah, they're fine there. The cows, how are they going through the food? Total capacity. Their food has gone up a little bit. So they must be still getting grass, if that's a thing. The good news is, right now there's no snow on the ground. There's a Fent Vario. That's not too bad, though. But I said John Deere 8R. This would be 400 horse, which is not too bad. And we could actually get a 517 horse in this. Don't know if I need the dually wheels, but I'm going to hold off on that as it is. Let me turn off my FPS. I don't think we need that showing, because right now I don't seem to be having any issues. So, yeah, we're going to pass on that, even though it's a good deal. It's kind of hard to pass up on that, but we're going to. So the animals are fine. Let me look at double check on the production buildings. Hide inactive. Yeah, we're starting to get a little bit full on the planks. So I could think about start selling those. Let me go to here. What does it say about planks and beams? So we haven't been here a full year yet, so everything's going to keep changing around on the pricing. How much silage do we got? We got 500,000 liters of silage. I'm definitely not going to go ahead and sell that to the restaurant. No way. Hay pellets, that's for the sheep, mostly. I think I'm just going to wait on the lumber stuff from the sawmill until we're here for a while and see how it goes. We got a lot of grass condition. That's from the 2 fields. That's going to turn over to silage eventually. So I think we're all set there. Yeah, I think we're all set to... Let me fast forward to the day again. And I'll see when I go to bed, and we'll wake up in February. If there's no snow on the ground, I think we'll start planting some cotton in one of the fields. We do have a very nice view from our bedroom window. And by the way, there's a collectible right down there. Also, in case you didn't know. One thing I did notice is the water doesn't seem to freeze here in the wintertime. So, keep that in mind. Okay, afternoon hours, check on the store. These two are the same. And a small seed drill. Not too interested in that. Let me slow down time a little bit more. So, February, yeah, I think we can sleep till 9 o'clock again. Animals should be fine. The production buildings should be okay. Money slowly going down because we're just not making enough per day. But that will change here eventually. All right, so February is looking good. There's no snow on the ground. There is no snow in the forecast. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a planter. We're going to spend some cash, but in order to do so, I'm going to have to borrow some money. That's right. I got to borrow some money because $745,000 is not enough to buy the planter we're going to be using. Unless it comes up for sale. Is there a Kubota sale going on today or what? Wow, okay. The Fent Vario is still there, which is interesting, but we got ourselves a tedder, herbicide and fertilizer, a sprayer, and of course a windrower. None of that is what we need. We need to go into planters. Now this planter is kind of expensive, more expensive than I want to pay for it, but I think it's going to be interesting, so we're going to go ahead and give it a try. This is, wait a minute, where, oh, there it is. So this is the, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but the Jacto planter. That's the name of the mod, so should be on the mod list. The Jacto Uniport planter. It's an all-in-one. And of course, oh, wait, I don't have the cash. Hang on a second, I need the cash. Talked about needing the cash, so I got to borrow some more money. Surprise, surprise. Let me borrow up to 900,000. Well, it's so I have at least 900,000 in the bank account. All right, let's go back into planters. Where are we here? And scroll to here. So it's an all-in-one planter. It is a direct drill, 22 meter wide. It'll plant at 9 miles an hour. And of course, the required horsepower, it doesn't really matter. Well, the horsepower is what it is, 450. It's an all-in-one. Can't detach it. It's an all-in-one, like I'm saying. And it will fertilize and seed at the same time. So kind of interesting. Yeah, there's not much I can do to it other than you could add tinted windows. And I think I'm just going to go with all tinted windows because why not? Let's go ahead and buy that. And we can fetch it at the store. More money spent. Yeah, I didn't want to spend that much on a planter, but I wanted to use something that I haven't used. And I thought it'd be kind of interesting. So, and I was looking for a wide planter. And this fit kind of nicely, other than the price. And let's go back to the farm and we'll top this off with seed and fertilizer. It's not solid fertilizer, it's liquid fertilizer. So this, being a planter, will of course plant corn, sunflower, soybean, sugar beet, cotton, and back to corn. And we're doing cotton today. The one thing I just realized, I don't think this will fit through the fence. I'll give it a try here, but yes, it will. It kind of clips on through. And my frame rate does actually drop when I get near our garage, the Elk Mountain Modding garage. Let me go ahead and open this on up. Yeah, so even though it looks like it would detach, I tried to detach it. And did it detach? Oh, it did detach. I apologize for that. You know, I wonder if that was causing... never mind. Never mind. I was thinking maybe the other mod was causing the problem where I couldn't detach. I was having problems with the implements. Alright, so we filled up with fertilizer. Now, of course, I got to back out and get the other compartment in. So I fill up with just seed. There we go. Alright, so now we're all set on that. Let's go ahead and cover that back on up. Now it's just a matter of where do I want to plant the cotton. I mean, we got plenty of fields, but since we only got 2 fields with lime into them, how does this actually... Am I actually going over the fence? Okay, I'm going through the post of the fence, but... So maybe I'll have to actually have... Maybe down where the silo is, not put a gate down there, and just have a nice opening so... let's put the cotton over here. Nice opening so any big equipment that we do have, we can go in and out as we please. So this will detach. So I'm kind of curious, if I go to sell, if I detach that and sell, let's just say sell the tractor, I wonder how much money I'll get for that, and I could use like my own tractor. But then again, the one problem you would have is you don't have that has a tank on it with a seed and fertilizer. So I guess you have to keep it. Not that I want to sell it, I want to go ahead and use it as is. I would like to see it with a few more options in the store, but that's fine. And there we go. We are planting our cotton field. I don't know if we just missed that little section there, or was that a glitch? but it should plant this field relatively with ease. And of course, we're going to be using it a lot this spring. Well, I say a lot. We got to plant corn with it. Sugar beet. Now, it does not do potatoes. We have to buy a special potato planter for the mod that we're using for seed potatoes. And that is going to take a while. So I'm probably going to actually pick a small field for potatoes. And maybe, I say small field. I'm thinking that field right there to our, just to our left. And that'll probably be done by Frank Jr., one of the Franks, who will be over there planting with it, because that's going to take a while. So currently, as our money goes, I got like $1 million more I could borrow and spend. So yeah, we need to kind of get through this year and get the products harvested. We don't have our root crop harvester yet. We will be leasing the harvester for the cotton. The root crop harvester I'll probably end up buying, which is not that expensive. I think with both headers, one for potatoes and one for sugar beet, and the root crop harvester itself, we're looking at 400 to 450,000, somewhere in there. So that leaves me about $500,000 leeway to. I still got to buy one more lot of land because I need another field to plant in this year. I still got to buy some tankers, one for milk and one for slurry. And yeah, I did miss a piece here. Oh, I didn't smooth out this part of the field too well. I forgot about that. I was going to come back and do it. If you remember, we smoothed out this area over here because it was rather bumpy. And yeah, the planter just kind of missed a few spots there. Not a big deal. I can come back at a different angle and we'll take care of it. So this field here, how are we looking overall? So, you know, with crop rotation, the first harvest is going to see us follow. And then, of course, I did cut the meadow grass, so it's going to see that it was grass, now it's cotton. So the rotation is good, but I mean, there's not much we could do. You know, we couldn't make it any better. It is what it is. So currently, the expected yield is 128% out of 125. And, yeah, we don't do rolling or mulching, so we're losing about 5% from that. But overall, that's pretty darn good. Yeah, I think someone did ask if I'm going to do rolling on this series, and no. I'm not much of a roller. These fields, I know the rollers are not, they're decent size, really. But just to roll the field to get the extra 2% or 3%, whatever it is, I'm not going to put wear and tear on my vehicles for that. Just to get the extra 2%. Because we got plenty of other work to do around the farm. It would be nice to get the extra 2%, but between the diesel fuel and the wear and tear on the vehicles, I think I'm going to just bypass on rolling the fields. See if I cover that little spot there. I do. I'm wondering how the headers are going to work, especially the honeybee header. This field right here is really bumpy, and the terrain is not that forgiving. Let's just put it that way. So, but of course, we'll be using the cotton module harvester on this one here. Probably be using one of Stevie's mods, just because it'll harvest a little bit quicker. And since I'm leasing it, I don't want it to be in this field for a couple of hours and have to pay. It's going to be expensive to lease it. But I'm not going to have the money to buy a $500,000 cotton module harvester the first year. So I'll have to lease it. And probably the hourly cost would be like, I don't know, like 15, 20,000 maybe. So at least with his, if I remember correctly, it will harvest at 12 miles an hour, which is twice the speed. But this is the only crop that we can plant in February, which is fine. But at least we're getting some work done in February. The ground, we didn't get hardly any snow. It did snow a couple times. Once in December it was snowing. And other than that, yeah, it wasn't, winters aren't that bad, as I said before in Farming Simulator. I think I just had one winter so far on No Man's Land where I had more than one layer of snow. I did look at the yield potential, but what is our, now that we're direct drilling, if I go to precision farming, what's the score looking like right now? So the tillage score is going up. It should have been at like 50%, but it's slowly going up as I do more of the field. So this score of 67 should slowly go on up. The fertilizer score, which is the top bar, that will not change until we do a harvest. So yeah, a lot of our scores are not going to be good until we get a harvest done on all the fields. Yeah, I probably should come back over here with a drain tool and smooth out the land over here, right on the edge. I think the rest of the field will be fine. But again, this is the Jaketo, I really don't know how that's pronounced, planter, which is on the Giants Mod Hub, and it should be in the mods list, and that's in the link in the description below. I think I've updated the list. I'll have to double check that, make sure when I get done recording this that I've updated the list for you guys. But like I said, as you saw, this is an expensive planter. Because I was looking at planters, they needed to be direct drill for precision farming to get a better score. And I didn't want to use the same one I was using on East Vineland. I thought about using the same one I did on No Man's Land. And then I double checked and I saw this one. I was like, well, the price is rather steep. But at this point, we're spending so much money, let's go with it. So here we are. Although I was a little confused. I thought when I looked at it, I thought it said, no, you could change the colors on it. But I was looking at so many mods, I probably misread it. Oh, I noticed the seed rate is not available for cotton. So I'm going to use a certain amount of seed. That's fine. It's all good. But at least now, here in Hinterland, I'm doing something other than... It seems like all I've been doing in between episodes and even last episode. Cutting grass, making bales. I was kind of curious. I haven't looked yet. I was going to do it before I started recording so I could tell you, but I'm kind of curious. How many bales have I made so far already? Trees cut down, 102. Bales produced, 441. Yeah, I did 70 so far this session, so... It's a lot of bales. And I've been here 6 months. So I'm still, I will be modifying the sheep pen on the food trough, but I'm just waiting to see exactly the rate that they're going through, because I don't want to make the feed trough so extremely bigger than it should be that it's not like, well, I don't have to feed them, you know, even at 195 sheep, we don't have to feed them like every 4 months. I wanted to be able to be like, oh, you need to feed the sheep today, kind of a thing. Oh, and I wonder, our cows, we went through, let's see, it was November, so December, January. Our cows should be, wait, two years old, so they should be, yeah, they should be 24 months old by now, so, I know I'm checking a lot of things here, but, you know, we sped through 3 months. 24 months old, and no milk yet. Okay, I thought I read that Maize Plus cows won't start producing milk until they're 24 months old. Do they have to reproduce first? And that was kind of the thing. Maybe I didn't hear that quote correctly. So in Farming Simulator 19 with the Seasons mod, that's the way the cows work. So you could have cows, but until they had offspring, they actually wouldn't produce milk. So I'm just trying to figure out if that's the way they're working here, but we'll wait and see when they start producing milk. So in between episodes, we'll buy another lot of land here when we get done working today, and that'll be the lot of land where I make another field. And of course, yes, I'll go in with a big Krone M and make some more silage bales. I'll get the field plowed, I'll get the soil samples, and I'll start spreading lime on the fields as well. Maybe we'll do a little bit at the beginning of the next episode, but then all of our fields will be set. And I think for the first year, that'll be it for making, well, for crops anyways. We may start preparing later in the year for next season, which is going to be on down the road, of course. But I think for our first year, having this many fields and big fields, it's a good start. A lot of money's been spent, and I don't want to buy another field, or another lot, sorry, made into another field. More fields you got, of course, that's just more product. More product means more income, and that's kind of what we're hurting for right now. But gotta spend money to make money, and I've spent it. Now we just gotta go ahead and start making some. I'm glad to put in that wind turbine. That wind turbine is going to kind of save my butt a little bit, even though I had to pay $750,000 for it at the time. After a couple years, that was kind of repaid for itself, but at the same time, not made that the interest on the loan every month that hurtful. We are losing a little bit, but it's not as much as it could be. And we saw the loan was loan interest over at midnight was $30,000. Thing is, it's going to be a little bit worse because I just borrowed some more money, and I got to borrow some more. So I think this is a good working width for us on the planter. Not taking us that long to get a field this size done. The thing is, I got to keep telling myself, don't rush it, we'll get there eventually, but I'm kind of excited to start using some of the production buildings that we haven't got to yet. Of course, potatoes, but we got to plant potatoes and get those harvested, and of course the cows with the milk, once they start making milk, we can start making cheese and butter with it. I'm not going to do anything more with the milk. I'm not going to go ahead and make chocolate because that would require sugar, and the sugar beet mainly is going to be for feed. Mostly. So yeah, I'm not gonna get into like making cakes at the bakery and all that kind of stuff. We did that in No Man's Land. I'm just trying out production buildings that I have yet to try. One more pass here and the cotton is in. And we'll go back over and try to get that rough area. We'll figure out a way to get it on in. And I will say the machine performed rather well. I started to think about when I tested this planter to make sure it was a direct drill. I tested it on flat ground because that's the land I had. No Man's Land was where I was testing it. And I didn't test seeing if going uphill, if the horsepower was enough. I mean, it should be. It's made for it, right? There we go. We got a field of cotton. And like I said, the precision scoring is going to look a little bit better here. Still says 69. I think that'd be a little bit higher, but the fertilizer is showing at 0. But as you can see in the field that we're in, it says that it's currently perfect. Now, I could come back into the field after the crop grows, because right now the nitrogen is showing as perfect, but every time the crop goes through a growth stage with precision farming, it actually uses some of that nitrogen, so the nitrogen value will drop. So I could come back in with a fertilizer sprayer or spreader or whatever and get that score up, or the fertilizer to where it's actually 100% just before harvest time. But we'll see how busy we get. Let me go ahead and just park that right here. Let's actually have a really good look at this thing here. Uniport. Nice working width for what we're doing here, and I think it's going to work out just fine. Getting rather dirty to begin with already, though, but yeah. But the Jaco? I'm going to keep pronouncing that wrong, I'm sure. Jacto? I have no idea. But there you have it. That's the Jacto Uniport planter. Alright, so let's go ahead and spend some more cash. The question is, where do I want to buy another lot of land? I decided to buy this land over here because it does give us a little bit more trees just in case. But now I need to buy... we do own this. We own lot... Yeah, we own lot 65, right? Now, the cow barn is over here. And the sheep pen is over here, so we can't really plant nothing there. Probably should be on this map here. There we go. I guess I could just buy this lot right here and plow it on in, and I can kind of like move the roads around for later on. Lot way the heck over here, but I think we'll go ahead and I'm going to expand over to here. So, oh, that's right, I need cash. I'm a little short on cash. Hang on a second. Yep. So let's get up to 9.25 million, right? Might as well just go ahead and just do that. 9.25 million. There we go. Farmland. Yeah, let's go ahead and just buy that one right there and buy it. There we go. Yes, please. All right, all set. Let me double check here on a couple things. I haven't checked on it yet this morning. Hide inactive. Oh, we are full on planks and long planks. Wood we're still fine on. And hay pellets. We are out of hay, technically, at the factory anyways. Let me go ahead and deactivate that. And let me just jump over to there. Yeah, all the bales I left there are taken. And I assume they spawn over here, maybe? Kind of forgot. But we can just feed those to the sheep, or I could just go ahead and sell the hay pellets as is. Because we went through the winter okay, but we only had 10 sheep, now 20. But let's come over to here. Did I bring over the pallet forks? I did. Let's jump into our wheel loader that we spent a lot of cash on, along with the bucket. Well, how about if I lift up that off the ground? I might be able to turn a little bit. These are the smaller pallet forks. I didn't get the bigger ones because I don't feel I was going to do containers on here. Wow, there is a lot of stuff over here. So, I mean, yeah, we got money being made. Oh, yeah, we don't need them that wide. Whew. And I should be able to grab at least 2 at a time. Now, of course, we do got the auto loader. So I think on a load that size there, I'll, probably be best if I just come over and load it on up and sell this stuff. Right now, I just want to come over and get some of the stuff out of the spawn points. This wheel loader should be able to handle this weight, no problem. But we're going to be using the wheel loader for a few things. The potatoes for sure. Potato production, and the bucket, of course, is going to be for... Actually, if I spread out these wide enough, can I... I could if I actually had the forks down all the way. There we go. And of course, you always get one. Kind of the good thing about the pallet forks. If something gets stuck on there, if you move the pallet forks, narrower or wider, usually the pallet will fall right off. Now, we're still in winter months, so the grass is not really growing. I didn't grab that pallet good enough at all, and I only grabbed one. That's not good. Should have 4 on there. But now I'm just making a mess of it in there. I think I need to maybe make like a platform out here so I can store stuff. Let's go ahead. I should be able to take this log now. There we go. And let's see, we're half full on the log, so that's okay. Let's go into the pricing chart here for a second. Let's scroll on down. And let's see what's going on here. So, you're telling me the best price for planks is in July. Okay. Scroll on down some more. The problem is now we got a lot of stuff here. Floor tiles, wood beams is another one. You're saying that looks like October currently, but like I said, we start in August. And let's see here. I went past prefab walls. That's showing October. And long planks is showing September. So we gotta store that stuff for now. That's fine. That's fine. If I need the money, though, we can just go ahead and sell it. So I'll have to wait and see. Did I check the store this morning? Oh, yeah, I did. Kubota stuff. So we're all set there. And the last thing, let's go ahead and back over, and we'll see how the sheep are doing. Yeah, no grass in your pasture. And that's fine. And with only 20 sheep, it's going to take a little bit, but we're getting there. And they still have 6,000 liters of food in their trough. So it's like half full, but that's only with 20 sheep. The cows had, what, 44,000? So, yeah, right now they're sitting at 45. So it went up just a little bit. But their grass in the meadow, yeah, it's only 2 cows. Yeah, so I'm going to double check. I thought it was 24 months old when they start giving off milk on Maize Plus. Don't know. But we are piling up with some slurry. And how are we doing on... Oh, sorry, we can't see the manure. So the slurry and manure, we can make money off of that by bringing it on over to the BGA. So we got to buy trailers for that eventually. So actually we got 11,740 liters of manure from 2 cows in half a year. So when this pen gets full of 200 or 250 cattle this can hold, we're going to get a lot of manure and a lot of slurry being brought over to the BGA. It's going to take a while for this farm to actually get rolling on making the money. Shouldn't the trigger be here for the cows? There it is. 240 cattle is what it can hold. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of a challenge to keep them fed. Is this all silage now? Yep, that's grass silage. Grass silage. So I must have done all fresh grass. No, that must have been fresh grass. There are different amount of liters in there. Doing fresh grass or condensed grass will make the liters bigger, the bales bigger or smaller by liters. So I'm doing condensed grass just to get more into a bale. But anywho, yeah, we're almost into spring. It's February. We got ourselves a planter, bought ourselves another field. I got to get busy mowing, making some more silage bales. And yeah, if we got so much silage bales, maybe start bringing some over to the BGA to actually make some money. Grass silage, 1 million liters. Still got a whole bunch being converted, I'm sure. So yeah, I'll figure it out and spend some more cash, which I'm sure we'll do next episode. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Hinterland. But until then, have a good one.